Many of you want to become leaders because you really want power. But leadership is not about power. Leadership is service. If you really want to become a great leader, you have to be a service person, a servant leader. Let me share you a story. While I was in school, in 2022, in the last semester of my program, I studied engineering management at the Missouri University of Science and Technology. And in 2022, around summertime, I remember I was part of the International Student Organization when I was in school. And we had an awesome leader, the president. He was a great guy. He would do stuff for you. If you ask him questions, he will help you out. But there was one thing I saw that he was missing. He didn't have so much ability to lead people because he sometimes will find himself doing the things that he wants his team members to do. I was part of his team members. I was doing my own role and responsibility, and it wasn't a very big role. But the people who have been there before me, I saw that they were finding it difficult to comply to his leadership. And I thought something is really missing here. Why do people not listen? This guy is a very great guy. The school recognizes him as a great leader too. He organizes great events back in school. But then he was leaving, and at some point he was really frustrated with the position. He wanted to leave. And then he came to me telling me, "Hey, I think you are the right person to take over this role as the president." Yes, people are going to vote, but he wants me to be a candidate. And he said, "I think you'll be a right person for this role." When he first approached me, I was like, "No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so." I didn't believe I'll be right for the job. And then one day we went to play some games. We were playing pool, we played tennis and all that. And over the games, we had this conversation. And it made me think for a moment. When I got back home, I was thinking, I've always wanted to be a great leader. But leadership is not something that you learn just by reading books or sitting down in your corner and aspiring to become a leader. You have to push yourself and decide to be in the position of leadership. That is how you most times learn what a leader entails. Of course, you can have a lot of head knowledge, but applied knowledge is what gives you skills. So, in building the skill of leadership, I have read a lot. I read about leadership through John Maxwell. And this was my time, I believe, to apply what I have learned. So I decided I would submit my name as a candidate for leadership position in the organization. I shot for the best, which was the presidential role. And fast forward, I was voted for and I won the election. Before I won that election, I remember team members were already leaving the organization. They did not want to be a part of the International Students Organization anymore. And it was really sad. So when I was taking up this role, I started afresh. I didn't have any team member. I only had the support of the previous president. He was ready to support me and go no matter what length he needs to go for him to help me succeed. So I was really grateful for that. But there was nobody in the organization except one other guy who attended the election day. You know, the election was really boring. It was just like about two people attended the election. Anyways, I still won the vote. But then my lesson of leadership actually started. And here's what I learned. When I brought people to the organization for different roles to take different responsibilities, I realized that the way I could motivate people was by caring for them. And here's how I did it. I would deliberately send messages to my team members, those who have just started to join the executive board. I would send messages to them and hear how they're doing, call them on the weekends. How are you doing today? How has classes been? Are you finding any difficulty in class? When they have birthdays, I ask, "Hey, everybody, tell me when is your birthday?" They will tell me their birthdays, and especially the Indian ones. They will celebrate their birthdays 12 a.m. every birthday that they had to celebrate. They will start at 12 a.m. I will wake up at night and I will go to their houses just to participate in their celebration and wish them the best. I will eat with them and, cut cakes together. I did all these activities, hearing from them. Basically, I was rendering service, and my service was caring for my flock. If you want to be a great shepherd, you have to care for your flock. So I practicalized that and I realized that every role and responsibility that I gave to my executive team, everything was done. And I realized that caring for people is what leadership is. So you might have been thinking leadership is a position where you have power and authority to dictate what people do. That is not leadership. You will not be a successful leader if you think leadership is authority. It is not the authority you have over people. It is how much you care for them, the service you are rendering to them. I would guide them in their career. I would tell them how to build their resumes. I would tell them how joining this organization would boost their resume, because employers want to see people who were involved in extracurricular activities. So I was very, very impactful in their life, very influential in their life, because I helped them grow, I cared for them, and I attended important days in their life. These are the important things I learned from that experience. And that was when I learned my first leadership lesson, that to be a great leader, you are in the business of service. Service to others is what makes you a great leader. If you are not a caring person, somebody who really cares about people, remember, you can learn all these things. But if you do not do any of these things, your leadership would not last long. Being a great leader is about act of service. Serving the people under you will make them do anything for you. I hope you have a great journey as a leader.